Hi, I'm Bill McLoughlin, Editor-in-Chief of Furniture Today. I'm here with Al Bolton, CEO of High Point Exhibitions, and Tom Connelly, former CEO of High Point Market Authority. We're going to talk a little bit about the state of the business. Al, you have the perfect perspective for what's going on in the world right now. You work with international exhibitors all the time. The entire international marketplace is, let's say, disrupted, somewhat chaotic at the moment. From where you sit, from your perspective, dealing with international companies all over the globe, what's your take on where we're at and where we're headed and how things are going?
Bill, that's not a simple question.
It is not. I don't ask simple questions.
And, as an overview, this whole market, the High Point market, in fact, back up into as it's affected in the international arena. We've been through this before. The word we like to use, yes, the new word is disruptor. The real word that we use is volatility. And whenever there's volatility in especially the U.S. home furnishings industry, people have a tendency of sitting on their hands. Decisions are delayed. That doesn't mean that demand changes. Internationally, the world markets are down, and it's all because of right now the trade negotiations going on. But the minute that the first trade deal is made, we are very confident that business is going to get back to normal or even better for the future. Look at COVID. COVID was a distressed, volatile, disruptive time. However, right after COVID, the year 2023 and leading into 2024 were gangbusters. In fact, our numbers here at the market during that time were up over 50%. So I think the same thing is in play here with negotiating the current trade agreements. And it's going to be business as normal with a few different goalposts or guideposts. And it's going to be very positive, and it's going to be much stronger.
That's good to hear. Tom, you retired from High Point Market Authority about 18 months ago now?
Yes.
And yet here you are, living proof that people never leave the furniture business.
Like a bad penny.
There you go. But what brings you back?
Well, what brings me back primarily is Al. But there is something after almost 12 years in this business, you really get to know a lot of people, and you hear folks talk about the love of the industry, and that grew in my 12 years here. And so I would like to stay active. I'd like to stay as busy as I possibly can. And having sat at the Market Authority, it gives you a perspective not only about the market but about the industry. And so I think I have something to share with those folks.
Well, this is the right place to do it.
And if I could interject,
Please,
we are most delighted to have him guiding us through this disruptive time.
Yep. Speaking of guiding and disrupting, as you look across the marketplace, where do you see pockets of opportunity? Because I've had people say chaos creates opportunity, right? And there are, and I think we've all seen during times of recession and downturn, some of the most successful companies ever created emerge during this time. And I know that there are people who are going to do really, really well in this environment. So from your perspective, and then I'd like to get both of your take on this, where do you see opportunity?
I see huge opportunity for the future in three primary areas, and I'm talking internationally. One of the best areas of opportunity is Cambodia. Cambodia is, I feel, going to become the Tupelo of Southeast Asia, with favorable trade practices, favorable trade terms with the U.S. Cambodia is going to be a great sourcing nation. Second, I see Poland. Poland primarily produces and ships to the rest of Europe. Europe's business is not good. Europe cannot take on all the capacity from all the different manufacturing in Poland, not just home furnishings, but every other article that Poland's producing, because they are the producer for that part of the world. With the right styling, with the right design, and the right cover choice, Poland could be a player in this market. The third, I feel there's great opportunity once everything is negotiated with Mexico. Mexico has vacillated back and forth between the early day maquiladora, the investment of American industry in Mexico. It's up and down. It's volatile. But I think Mexico could have a great opportunity with the U.S. in future years.
Tom, from your perspective, where do you see opportunity? I mean, you've been across many industries. You have touched a lot of people, both retail and manufacturing. Where do you see opportunity?
Well, I think the opportunity, first of all, rests with the individual who maybe up until a few years ago, especially when COVID, they were content to say, we've always done it that way and we've done a pretty good job. I think that people, regardless of age, if they get out of the mindset that we've always done it that way, that this is the way the industry is created, and move on to, we have to look for opportunity, we have to change our thinking, we have to really look for that new North Star, if you will be those folks are going to be successful. You opened this question by saying out of chaos were some of the big companies, and you can name them. You can Airbnb, Amazon, all of the companies that grew out of chaos in the past. And there will be the leaders in the home furnishings industry that come out of this chaos that will be extremely successful. I think Al's right on the countries that he mentioned, but there will be evolving countries that maybe are not on the horizon that will come up, and you just got to look for opportunities to be successful. And from this chaos too, this whole idea that made in America is no longer possible is a misnomer. It is possible with the right product, in the right location, at the right price. And so I think the opportunities are just huge, but you've got to be selective. You may have to have some deep pockets, but you've got to be willing to sort of hang in there, make it work, and we will see some winners. I think some of the people that have been around for a long time that do have the deep pockets, I'm seeing signs that they already get it. They've made some adjustments. They may be subtle. They're certainly not willing to talk about it because they don't want to share that with their competitors. But we will be okay. We'll just be different.
Well, thank you both for your insights. As you see, you may be struggling now, but there is certainly opportunity. That's the word for the day. Volatility creates opportunity. I'm Bill McLoughlin with Furniture Today, wishing you a great market.